Hey, overcomers. Welcome back to my channel. I am Evora Bentley. I am a faith coach helping others to change their mind so that they can begin to see their world change around them. Overcoming the battle is all about those who have been oppressed for some time, who have been in a bondage of an identity crisis, and it's to help them it's a movement, ministry to empower others to overcome that battle so that they can see themselves and who they were created to be in the Most High. So today is Wednesday. It's Less Confronted Wednesday, so it's Less Confronted. And today we're going to confront, what is your perception of you? That's right. What is your perception of you? How do you see you? So, I love Googling words because I think sometimes a lot of us say words that we don't even understand what we're speaking and not even realizing whether the life or death that we're bringing to those things. And so we see the manifestation of some things that we don't understand have been created in our life, and they came from what we said, which first started from what we thought in our head, of course. So, perception. I took some words similar to perception. So here are 5 words. Belief is the first one. Idea is the second one. Thought, impression, judgment. So I want you to think of that. When you think about the word perception, what is the belief that you have about yourself? What is the idea of who you are? What are the thoughts that you have on yourself? When you see yourself, what is the impression? And what is the judgment of who you really believe you truly are? Is it in alignment and agreement with who the Most High has created you to be, with who the Most High has spoken you to be? Let me share. So I was meditating, when I was just really like praying and seeking the Most High. Okay, what's the message for Let's Confront Wednesday? So for the last 2 days, I have been meditating in 1 Corinthians 2. Right? And so there are 2 scriptures that I want to share with you. I am reading from the King James Version. So 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, "But as it is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God, the Most High, has prepared for them that love him." And then I want to go down to 1 Corinthians 2:16, which says, "For who hath known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Christ." We have the mind of Christ. Let me share with you. A lot of us get upset because we may receive prophetic words and we don't see them coming to pass, right? But this is something we have to understand. A prophetic word can come forth, but do you believe it? Do you come into alignment and agreement? Are you being obedient to the steps that the Most High is leading you so that you can see the manifestation of that? But our biggest issue is that a lot of us, especially as believers, we struggle with seeing ourselves how the Most High sees us. And because of our perception, it's all messed up, because we don't think of the way that he thinks of us or sees us. Let's be honest. A lot of us have received a lot of teachings that have been to something that has kept us in a bondage of a slave mentality, which is causing us to reject the perception and come into alignment and how the Most High sees us. Let me share this with you. It's something he wanted me to share with you guys. So I remember in 2019, beginning of 2019, I was obedient. My journey as a ride share driver was over with, right, for Uber and Lyft. And at first I was like, wait a minute, Father, am I hearing you right? So I remember, like maybe a week after that, I got an email that said, hey, we're going up 1 year in your car. So therefore, either you're going to have to get a new car or you're no longer going to be able to drive for Uber, right? So clearly I was hearing the Father right. So I took that step of faith, not knowing that he was preparing me to move me back to my hometown. But I remember, because I was still fighting, I was trying to do things my way, that I needed some gas one time, and I was struggling. And just to be honest, I was filling out all these applications and wanting to do things my way, but I was praying for his way. We got to stop doing that. So anyhow, I had got on food stamps for a little bit. Just being honest, transparent. So I remember being at Publix trying to sell some food stamps so that I could put gas in my car. I was looking at how I was in this low moment. I know the words that have been spoken over my life, but I could not see myself as that person, none at all. How is this possible? I've struggled in poverty. And, you know, how is so much, this, everything looks limited, looks lack, but the Most High has spoke in a way of abundance over my life, right? And so I remember the manager, y'all, went after me in my car. I was like, I saw what you were doing. Pretty much told me, I'm gonna, you know, give you a chance to go ahead and leave, because he was like, I could have called the police, because I did get a guy to actually get so I was able to get some gas. So I remember just being at such a low moment and feeling shame. But I watched a video yesterday when the guy said, I use my shame as my motivation. So in that moment, I really got with the Father, and in the same time, I believe later on that same night to be exact, or that next day, I actually went to like a charity event. If some of you have been following me for some time, then you are aware that me and my daughters lived in a transitional house back in 2015 for about 6 months. So I was invited to come back from the staff to do a video, and I was in the room with all these wealthy people that was doing a charity to help for this transitional house, which is one of my visions, which was something that was impressed on me, and how I want to help people before, how I want to help women before I even had an encounter with the transitional house, okay? I'm sharing all this to say, a couple of days later, an idea came to me. I was able to create like a coaching curriculum to help women heal. Sometimes it is in our lowest moments, it is in our lowest points, to where we just have to be so pressure to how 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, but as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which the Most High has prepared for them that love him. See, the thing is, regardless of what you see in your life now, what he has spoken to you in the proper time, you have to already see yourself as the idea of being that person, as the belief of being that person, of having those thoughts of yourself, of having that impression already. See, faith is calling out those things as though they were. So therefore, you can't get caught up in those moments. You need to allow those moments to be your motivation. You need to allow those moments to truly get with the Most High, to see the vision clear. And then a couple of days after that, after, you know, that incident happened, here I was, ideas, creativity. And I do believe that some of us, we're stretched to go to those lowest moments so that we can see what was in us. If I always had money to get my daughter's hair done, which unfortunately I wasn't, I don't believe my oldest daughter would have been able to see that gift when she started experimenting on her sister's hair, of how talented she is. I want you all to be encouraged. And 1 Corinthians 2:16 says, for who hath known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Christ. Christ was bold. Christ was confident. Christ saw the perception of he had the perception and saw himself and who the Father saw him to be. And let me tell you, in order to see that, you have to know that you are a daughter and a son of the Most High, and see yourself as such. And you have to come out of agreement with the slave mentality. And I want to encourage you and give you an exercise, a strategy to do daily. I literally had to, in my time of devotion and worship, there are 3 things that I get up, and I still do this, so that I'm always clear on who he has created me to be, and not what my circumstances have wanted me to believe. But I say 3 things. I surrender. I'm surrendering to those thoughts and negativity, anything that does not align with who my Father says I am. I believe everything that he says about me, regardless of what it looks like. I'm believing by faith, and I'm going to move by faith, and know that me moving by faith and being trusting him and being obedient, I'm going to see the manifestation of that. And I receive who he has said I am. I receive that perception, and knowing that some of the things he may be calling me to do is different from my family, and I can't be afraid of that. But knowing he's calling me to be a generational curse breaker, he's calling me to do something different. He's calling me to see some things that my eyes have not seen nor my ears have heard. And I believe and I receive, and that perception of me knowing that I am his child. What is the perception of yourself? Do you see yourself how the Father sees you? You will have to be honest with yourself. You will have to confront it and overcome it, even the ugliest things. And you have to change your mind so you can begin to see your world change around you to line up to the manifestation of the perception that the Father has always had about you before you was in your mother's womb. I love you all. I hope you have an amazing day on purpose.